Ziki Akanpa, Ziana Kanpa. Spirit of the book, remember. So this will be an interesting vid for you, and it should be short and sweet, but we are going to talk about the spirit of the book, which isn't really named outright. It's one of those things that, like everything else in this book, it's a puzzle that you kind of got to figure out. And it hit me one day, and through my chit-chats with Araman Asul of the Black Tower, we think we got the right idea on this one. But this is my conjecture. This is what me and Armand Asul of the Black Tower basically agree upon. So that's what we're going with. So at the end of the Book of 50 Names, it says Spirit of the Book, remember. And then in the Testimony of the Mad Arab Part 2, it says, and I copy pasted the quote here, it says, and the sign of Zadak is floating above my writing table. So when I was making Lamadou Dingir back there, which is one of my previous videos that you guys have seen. All right, couple things. One, wasn't able to publish it mainly because of copyright issues and stuff, and even to take an excerpt out of the book. The publisher that now currently holds it and publishes it, Avon, wants a pretty penny for even snippets and stuff. And why? Well, if you watched my video on Lamadou Dingir and writing your own Necronomicon, the idea is that, or at least our idea, is that the book is very, very, very protected. Nobody wants the spirit itself, the energies around it, do not want it fleshed out and explained, because that is everyone's personal journey to do. So Lamadou Dingir is mine, because I figured out as much as I could. Arguably, I think I figured out everything that I could. Is there probably more? Yeah. And I'll just add to it and make another copy and all that stuff as I keep going with it. But the spirit of the book protects the book from being fleshed out by those that don't want to put the work into it. That's one of the reasons why, if you interact with me or any of my other buddies that work with the Simon Necronomicon, we're not just going to outright give you answers, right? You got to put the work in. So back to the spirit of the book here. So when I was doing Lamadou Dingir, and in my introduction part, I have an entire table of all the spirits and all the entities that are named in the book. I think it's the very last one. The very last one is Zadak. Now, Zadak is mentioned in the Testimony of the Mad Arab Part 2, and I'm sitting there like, I can't find a description of this guy. There's not even a sigil of this guy or whatever. But what it says in the book is, and of course I had to accidentally open up PowerPoint for a second, and the sign of Zadak is floating above my writing table. And then he says that he can't read the runes, and he can see the runes, but he can't read them any longer. Okay, so let's break that down a little bit. So, when this is the Mad Arab talking here, right? Or, I guess that's what we'll call him. Or I like to call him the author of the book, because even the term Mad Arab and the term Abdul Al-Hazred is more of a H.P. Lovecraft attribution to it, which I think is arguably was given to the author of the book to kind of tie it to fame and stuff, to help its notoriety and everything. I mean, I've explained a lot about my argument that it is not H.P. Lovecraft. It is not H.P. Lovecraft fiction. This is spiritual workings based on the Mesopotamian, be it Babylonian, Sumerian, and Akkadian spiritual practices, right? So we're gonna throw that out. We're not gonna call them the Mad Arab anyway. So the author who wrote this, after he figured enough out to write this, he was being stalked by one of the entities. I'm trying to remember. I think it might be Lamashto, but I'm not sure, because I made that in a previous video like a couple of years ago. I can't remember all this stuff off the top of my head. To quote one of the Indiana Jones movies, I wrote it all down so I wouldn't have to remember, right? So I Could have looked that up, but one, coffee, two, video. You guys like it, we're going. So the idea is that he already wrote everything that he could. He did what he was supposed to do, destiny-wise and stuff like that. So then his ability to do this started to fade. And he mentions the spirit of the book and then the sign of Zadak above his writing table. Well, you have the sign of Zadak, which means, so we're talking about a sigil that represents a spirit. It's over the writing table. What did he write? He wrote this. Therefore, I'm thinking that Zadak is the spirit of the book. Now, arguably, you could make an attribution to this, just because sometimes a symbol that is used enough over time can gain the association with and therefore the energy of a particular spirit or entity or individual or what have you. You know, um, you could potentially argue, and this is going to be a little backwards from the. You guys remember when I made a video that said, does this symbol mean anything? And technically no, because it's an artistic rendering. Well, I mean, arguably due to the amount of books that this has sold, and given that there is a spirit of the book with it, and this is the only one that technically does not have an attribution. Yes, I know it's made from the Ara, Aga, and Bandar, but it creates its own unique separate thing when all three of them are put together like this. So effectively, you could use this as Zadak's sigil, arguably. Let me know what you guys think down below, especially Aramonasul and any of my other buddies that work with the Simon Necro. Let me know what you guys think about this idea. But so the spirit of Zadak protects the book from being fleshed out and the information not going to those that don't put the work in. Arguably, I would also like to say that as you are working through the book, sometimes you may drop the book, it opens to a random page, or as you reread it, more and more things will be revealed. I do think that that is Zadak's influence, the spirit of the book, opening things up to you as you go. This video was a little bit longer than I thought, but that is my conjecture on the spirit of the book and identification of it and a possible sigil that could be used for it. So let me know what you guys think about this, because this one there's not really any concrete evidence for. So given my workings with the book and my knowledge of all of this stuff, that's the conclusion that I drew, and I'm wondering what you guys think. So let me know down below, and even on my Magickology Facebook group, the Magickology YT Facebook page, and even over emails and stuff. Let me know what you guys think about that. Good hunting. Thanks for watching my video. So if you want to check out my playlists, I have, among others, the Simon Necronomicon, the Tree of Life, General Magic, Tulpamancy, a playlist on my books, the elements, stones, the theories that govern magic, and the gods and goddesses of Mesopotamia. If you want to check out my books on Amazon, I have Creating Consciousness, Magical Mechanics, Magical Theater, Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Movement, which is an update and expansion upon Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Mastery, which is a combination masterwork of Magical Theater and Magical Mechanics, and The Guide to the Spheres and Beyond. You can also find me on Facebook at Magickology YT. You can email me at priestofthenecro@gmail.com, and you can even check out my Instagram, which is Magickology. And good hunting.